everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video we are going to be playing with this Christmas market card kit. This came free with Papercraft Essentials issue 216. Lots of inspiration in here as always. So we have cards and projects like 3D makes and things like that. We've got this really cool stock in here as well. I think this has been out already, so most of you probably have seen it, but I'll just show you what comes included in the next one. So this is then September's issue, and this is the made to surprise pop-up kit. So you've got all the elements to create the pop-up kit, and this Christmas pudding here, this is actually one of my cards. This was probably one of my favourite cards that I've created. It's actually an easel card with that Christmas pudding, which came in the kit. So if you've got that magazine, check those out, because yeah, that was a super fun card. But we're going to create some cards, like I said, then with this. So this is an 8x8 instant card kit, because you do have sort of your foam pads and things in here. So let's just pull everything out and we can just go through what's included, and then we can get into creating our projects. So first off, looking at the packaging, I think we're definitely going to use this top piece of the packaging on. I don't usually use the packaging in that way, but I think just the way that this piece here is, I think it's super lovely looking. I think that'd be nice on a either a slimline card landscape, or we could kind of trim it down and use it onto a A6 card, something like that, but we're definitely going to use that. And you've got all of these smaller elements here as well, so if you wanted some smaller pieces for something, then you could use these as little embellishments. So there's 234 elements in this kit. So we've got a square of foam pads here to use on our cards. We've got two, unless there's sort of more in the kit, but at the moment we have two of these tiny little envelopes. So they do already have score lines on it. So I might, just before I fold that, just to make sure we can get it nice and neat, I might just reinforce those score lines there. But we've got two of these, which is super adorable. Then we have a bunch of papers. So we've got this lovely red paper with the presents all over it. You've got the presents, the bows and the stars. We've got this lovely, I just absolutely love everything about this kit. So this one here, you've got some stalls and that sort of repeating pattern. The stalls, the Christmas trees, and then you have that car as well. I absolutely love that car. I think that's so adorable. Then you've got the carousel, you've got the Christmas trees again, the stars on there. This one I love as well. So this is all like treats. So you've got cookies, pretzels, donuts. You've got the hot chocolate there as well. Absolutely. I love the colours as well. That kind of muted colour, I think it's lovely. You've got the carousel and you've got the Ferris wheel there with the stars. The candy canes and those berries. The wreaths with the bow, and inside the wreath it says Holly Jolly. So I think that might be all of the papers. So then what we have is a few sheets of these die cut toppers. So these are already die cut for you. And actually they look like they are cut near enough right to the edge. Certainly these ones here don't have hardly any white border on them. This one has a little one, but yeah, you'd be able to build up the scenes here. So it looks like we can do a little bit of decoupage actually. So sorry, now I'm actually looking at it. So I can see then we've got this lovely bit of roof which is to go on there. You've got the windows to go on there. You've got the plaque then as well. For this one you do have the little garlands there. You've got the stars which you can put on, and you've got that clock as well, and then yeah, you've got those sort of pieces up there. Then we've got this lovely big wreath again to do some decoupage, the same with that Ferris wheel. We've got the carousel pieces as well, so you've got lots of pieces there for the carousel. And then you've got these really big, I love these little toppers here. These are going to work absolutely perfect, so you can just literally pop them out. Then we've got, again, more decoupage for the car. I love this car, I think that's so adorable. You've got the Christmas tree there as well. And then, yeah, just more sort of pieces, again, that you can kind of decoupage up. I love this. I'm absolutely loving this. So this one here again, so we've got then the store, and even like these centerpieces cut out as well, so you can then build this one up. We have then just a top store again, which you can build up. I'm guessing you can put this on top of this piece here and create something there. And then we have more die cuts here, but these look like just kind of regular toppers and things. You got Merry Christmas, Season Greetings with all gold foiled effect on there. Absolutely love it. Tons of stars as well. So beautiful. Then all the imagery again, the fairground rides, got the cars and the wreaths. And then what do we have here? So these are these aren't die cut, these are just to be trimmed out. So we've got 4 of just easy tags that would absolutely be just a super easy tag to create. So we might do those. We've got then some strips which we can trim down as well. Again, more tags if that's how we want to use this. We've got the strips, we've got this backing piece to be able to, you know, write something on. That would be really good if you were creating a mini album, for example, from this. This would make such a great mini album. I'm wondering now if I actually want to buy another one of these, if it's still available, possibly. I need to think about that because like all of these tags, you could add photos to the back of them. You know, you could add them to the mini albums. That would be absolutely great. Then we've got 2 more sheets here. So these have got our sentiments on, which are brilliant. Again, you've got more of that tag style there as well. And then, yeah, just more sentiments, more bits that you can die cut out. I love these. I think they're so great. So we have tons in this kit. So I'm going to see how many cards that I make with this kit in today's video, but I've also got my 25 days of Christmas coming as well. And what I'm going to be doing is these kits and things, because I don't always end up using the whole kit kind of in the video, you're going to see a lot of these come back out again for my 25 days of Christmas, and we're going to use them all up. So that is going to be coming the 1st of December. So I'm going to see how many cards I decide to create in today's video. What's left over then we're going to use in another video, and we're just going to completely use it up. So let's get into creating our cards using this free gift. This is the Christmas market. So I'm going to do a voiceover for the rest of this video. I thought I would just leave the sort of footage of making the decoupage because there's not really a lot to talk about there, to be honest. It is pretty much just the same process with each of the different items. But I absolutely love all of these toppers. They're a really great size. And I thought for today's video, we're going to create 4 6x6 square cards. Again, we're making a little set of cards here. I wanted to use the patterned paper, but because there's only a handful of sheets, I can't remember how many sheets are in there exactly, but I want to kind of make sure I can use all the rest of the elements as well. So I didn't want to use up all of that patterned paper by, you know, cutting it down to create these 6x6 cards. So what I did was take some Craft a Perfect cardstock from my stash. We've got olive green and brick red. So I was trying to match the colours as much as I can, you know, make them kind of go with it a little bit more. And I settled on these, so we're going to do 2 of each colour here. Every card is then going to have a different patterned paper and a different topper on it as well. But you can see just how big these decoupage toppers are. You know, that is a 6x6. The green is cut to 5 3/4 squared. And then for the actual patterned paper itself, I want to say that I trimmed it down to 4 inches. Because then because it's 8x8 in size, you can then get 4 squares out of these pieces. You don't have to cut it down that way. That's just how, at the moment, how my brain is kind of working with these 8x8s, but it really needed something else. So I brought in some gold mirror card, which I trimmed down to 4 1/4 squared, and that's just going to give us a nice little border around our topper. Around our patterned paper for us then to put our topper on, and we're just getting a hint of those papers then. So you can bring in other items, other products to stretch this kit out, but again, I didn't want to then just end up using 4 of the papers that came in the kit solely on these 4 cards when we've got so much of the kit left to use as well. So this is just a great way to really stretch that kit out nicely. So I've taken 4 different patterned papers here. I tried to kind of pair it with the toppers, but I didn't want to go too kind of matchy with it. So we've got the red bow, we've got this white background, which has got the Christmas trees, the carousel on there as well. This one here is my absolute favourite. You've got all of the really lovely Christmas treats on there. And then we, of course, have that darker cardstock, which has got the stars and that carousel. So really simple cards to make, easy for batch making Christmas cards. I feel like this time of year when you're making your Christmas card, it really is all about batch making. That's going to be the best way if you're selling them, if you're gifting them to somebody else, if you're sending them out, if they're your Christmas cards you're going to be sending out. This is going to be the easiest way to do it, unless you are the type of person where every person gets a completely different card. It really depends how many cards it is you want to make, but in this batch making style, it's going to be the easiest way to do it. And also then if you're using kits, think about how you can use your papers so you're not wasting very much of your kit there. So I'm just using some liquid glue here. I don't think I had any issues with the paper, with that warping or anything like that. I of course never have problem using liquid glue on my Craft Perfect cardstock, so that's not a problem. I wanted to add something, a little extra detail to this as well, because you do have quite a big space. So again, in terms of measurements, my card size is 6x6. This coloured piece of cardstock is 5 3/4. The gold is 4 1/4 squared, all of these squared, and then my patterned paper was 4 inches square. So you're going to see we have quite a big gap, and I wanted to kind of fill it in, and you sort of think about different ways that you can fill it in. So you can see how it looks here. So I'm going to add some dashed lines around the outside of this. Now, making these cards, I've realised doing dashed lines is not my forte. I spent about 15 minutes looking for my T-square ruler, which I found under a pile of magazines. So I tried to use that, and you will see that in a second on another card. But I didn't find that it really worked any better for me than doing it freehand. So this is sped up. So this is double the speed of how fast I was going, but hopefully it gives it that sort of handmade look. But I really like the look of this. So just using a black fine liner, creating that dashed line around the edges, I think really brought your eye in. It kind of, even though it didn't fill it up that gap massively, I felt like it just added something to the space. Hopefully that makes sense. But you know, experiment with these things. You don't have to fill every single gap of your card, but things like dashed lines, if you've got any dies that have kind of the stitched detailing, anything like that, that does really help. So to add my patterned paper, I'm out of my foam squares of what I've actually got on my desk, but use the packaging, you know, that it comes with it. If it's all still foam tape, it's the exact same height, you know, it works just as well, and otherwise you're just going to be wasting it. So I just trimmed it down, literally just the pieces I had, trim it down, and it's good to go for adding foam to any project. So I added that on, and then so that one there had the car on it, which I thought was really adorable, like that kind of vintage car. I thought that was a really great image, and I love the colours in this kit as well. It's something a little bit different. I love the cutesy. I really love kind of the more vintage looking. I think I just like everything, to be honest, when it comes to Christmas cards. But I'm going to be popping all of these Christmas cards onto my Etsy shop so people can purchase them. I'm going to be selling them in in packs of maybe like 4 or 6 or 8, probably even numbers with the envelopes as well. So if you guys are interested in purchasing any of them, I have still got a few to update on my Etsy shop, but they will be going up very, very soon. I know you guys probably make your own Christmas cards, so you don't need to buy other people's, but just in case anyone doesn't, like I said, my shop will be updating. So I'm just going through again, sort of finishing the cards at this point now. So I'm not doing so much a production line with this. I am just kind of finishing those cards off, and I really like, again, how these are looking, just to use a little bit of that kit. If I had 5x5s, I feel like maybe I would have made 5x5 inch cards, and I'm thinking about buying some. I have just bought some 4x4s, which you would have seen in my previous video, that I picked up from Amazon. So I liked those, and obviously then you're just taking a small amount off your patterned paper to fit that. But I am thinking about going into the 6x6 into the 5x5s, and then I've kind of got 3 sizes. Not that you really need to make 3 sizes, but I've been using kits and pattern papers. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to go through, and I find that maybe those smaller sizes are going to be easier to use up and not have a lot of wastage left over. So that's kind of where I am at the moment. Like I said in previous videos, I'm really trying to use up a lot of my patterned papers, a lot of my scraps. I'm destashing. There are still a few items left on my Etsy shop as well for the destash, and I have got more to kind of go through and upload on there. But yeah, I'm really trying to bring down my craft room because I want to have a little bit of a move around. I have actually just purchased a new printer as well, ready for next year. I'm hoping to make some of my own patterned papers to sell, which I'm really excited about. So I've got to make space for that, and yeah, I just want to have a little bit of a move around again. So we're just kind of paging and just trying to use up all of our stuff. So you're going to see a lot of Christmas videos coming with Christmas items, and yeah, with the paper kits that I've just bought as well. We've got a lot going on, but we're doing our 25 days of Christmas. That's going to start the 1st of December, which I'm really excited about, and then literally for 25 days in a row we're going to have a Christmas video. So pretty much it's all just going to be Christmas, so I'm looking forward to that as well. So what's been happening on screen, you see me use my T-square ruler there. It was fine. Like I said, it didn't really come out any better than when I just did it by hand, so I just ended up doing it by hand for the other ones. Yeah, I kind of wish I had the dies. The ones on Craft World, the Creative Craft Products ones, the squares are always out of stock. I keep checking back to look at them because I want to get the squares with those details on, but yeah, I just haven't managed to catch them when they're in stock yet. So fingers crossed they will be coming back very, very soon. So again, just adding the foam onto the back of the patterned paper and the gold mirror card, and then I'm just gluing, because we've got enough dimension then with those toppers, I'm just gluing that onto my patterned paper. I also don't add sentiments to this, but you will see I'm going to stamp a sentiment on the inside. I kind of felt like, because everything was kind of square and kind of in the middle, I didn't want to add a sentiment over the top of my decoupage topper, and I just thought, do you know what, I'm just going to have one in the middle, in the inside, sorry, but you don't always have to put a sentiment on the front of your card. I think you can still tell it's a Christmas card, you know, obviously from what you've got on it. I'm also making top fold. I usually do them as side folding cards, but these ones I felt like just having them a little bit different, so I made a top folding card. I could have added some embellishments onto this as well, but they're very clean and simple, very easy cards, and I really like how these turned out. I love the toppers that were created here. Yeah, just some super easy Christmas cards, I think, and hopefully you guys do like them as well. Let me know down below if you picked up this kit, what you think about it. Again, this was from Papercraft Essentials, so I'm just showing you up close now, just all of that dimension on here. So you would have seen that I ended up having 2 of the carousels, so because there was enough there to kind of build that up again. But you've got this lovely wreath with the bow and the car as well. You've got the wheels of decoupage, you've got some of the presents on top. Yeah, I just think they're fabulous. So like I said, I'm going to add a sentiment inside. So this is a Funky Fossil design stamp set that I bought last year. I can't remember what this set is called, so if it's still available, I'll link it in the description box down below. We're going to stamp just a simple sentiment onto the inside. I really love this set. This is coming out again in my 25 days of Christmas because I've somewhat planned it as well. So a lot of these paper kits you're going to see coming back out. Like I said, you're going to see them coming back up again, and we're going to try and really use all of them up. So ordinarily, I would use my stamping platform, but I felt like it would just be easier because I'm only stamping 4 cards. It would be easier just to use an acrylic block. So I did stamp it onto a scrap piece of cardstock first of all. I'm using the Versafine Onyx black ink, and I wanted to just check, that it stamped well. And if it didn't, then I'd pull my Misty out. But it stamped absolutely beautifully. I love the mix of fonts with these two. I'm not sure if these are hand written, someone's handwriting, or whether this is from the computer. I'm not sure, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful. I really do love that mix of fonts. I just think it gives a sentiment something a little different. You've got that sort of bold with that really beautiful script handwriting. Yeah, I do think it's lovely. So that's going to finish the cards. So again, like I said, really simple, quite clean and simple cards. You could really, do this to the high heavens. You could add all those embellishments to it. Obviously got all my Nuvo drops and things as well. So you can really bump these up a lot further, but I wanted to just let that decoupage and really let the images kind of speak for themselves a little bit. And yeah, I'm so happy with how these turned out. So that's going to be it for this video. If you did like it, then give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. And on screen now you'll see another video that I think you're going to be very interested in, so go ahead and watch that one, and I'll see you in the next one.